Tom Mentz's final competitive season in the year of maximum destruction takes itself this weekend to Indianapolis, Indiana, inside of the legendary Lucas Oil Stadium, as Mentz will continue to parade around the United States of America, showing off in front of his fans. It's been a wild year for Tom Mentz, and he will try and continue that this weekend. However, he fell a little bit behind in the point standings last weekend. Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger remains at the top spot, and Tristan England remains within striking distance, but Mentz and everyone else fell more to the 50 points behind. So it is a two-man race right now for the point standings. Will Tristan England be able to make up the ground this weekend, or will Tyler Menninga stand strong at the top of Stadium Championship Series East? Find out next on Monster Jam.
Hello everybody and welcome.
Hello everybody and welcome. Hello everybody and welcome.
Oh boy! Oh! 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 Oh yeah!
How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another weekend of commentaries here on the channel. I am the Arizona Motorsports Junkie, formerly known as Who's Ready for Monster Jam, and we are here for Monster Jam Week 5 in 2024. Stadium Championship Series East is rocking it out in Indianapolis, Indiana, in Lucas Oil Stadium. 12 Monster Jam drivers going head-to-head for not only the overall event championship, but for the overall series points championship on Stadium Championship Series East. Let's find out who is competing for those titles tonight. We started off with Lindsay Reed and the Lucas Stabilizer. A rough start to 2024 for her. Hopefully she picks up the pace here this weekend. Michael Pagliarulo still out there filling in for his brother Nick in the Kraken monster truck. His father, Matt Pagliarulo, is also here in Jester, the leader of Tomfoolery Motorsports. After him, we have Ryan Disharoon and Shaker, sponsored by the Metal Shop. He is hoping he can have a great weekend here in Indianapolis. Our next two competitors are teammates. Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco is the leader of Team Overboard, and this man, Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl, another member of Team Overboard. They're hoping to have a good weekend as they are here in Indianapolis. John Gordon Bad Company has gotten way better these last couple weekends, finally settling into that truck. So is Todd the Duke. He finally had a better weekend last weekend. He has suddenly found himself right back on track, but Bryce Kenny is having the best year of his career, if not right there in second place. Tristan England, the JCB Digatron, is having a great season, still in second place in the point standings, but Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger is still dominating every single weekend. It has been absolutely impossible to take down Tyler Menninga, and right now, I don't know if anyone can. Tristan England might end up being in second place for the rest of this year, but still nice to see Tristan in second, his first year in a Stadium Series, and he is really performing well, and I still think he's got a lot left to prove. However, those aren't all 12 competitors. You may have noticed, if you were counting, that was 11. That's because there's one more competitor here tonight, and this one more competitor is the man who has won more World Finals championships than anyone in the world. That is 14 World Finals championships for him, competing for the final time as a driver in Monster Jam, known as the Professor, Tom Mentz, Max D. And here he is. The body for the weekend is the all-black Max D. For the first time ever, we're going to get to see this body compete. It is my favorite Maximum Destruction body of all time, the matte black. It is a beautiful design. It was only used in the 2018 Encore. It turned into a charcoal grill after that Encore, but oh my God, this thing is so beautiful. And Tom Meents will be rocking this beautiful body all weekend long in Indianapolis, and hopefully he can add some more competition wins. He has won the first freestyle competition of every weekend so far. In San Antonio, Houston, and St. Louis, he won the Saturday night freestyles. Will that continue in Indianapolis? Maybe he'll pick up some other competitions along the way. He doesn't have a competition win in any other competition besides freestyle. Maybe tonight that will turn around, and maybe this weekend that'll turn around, because we do have 2 events here in Indianapolis as we will get ready for weekend number 4 on Stadium Championship Series East. And oh man, I cannot take my eyes off of this truck. Thankfully, neither can Wayne, because that thing is pretty. Let's get started with Monster Jam Racing. 4 drivers get an automatic bye into round 2 out of the 12. These 2 do not get the bye. They have to come out of round 1. Matt Pagliarulo in Jester and Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. 8 drivers will compete in round 1, then 8 drivers will compete in round 2. We've got a good angle here for racing that you can see Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger dominating this race so far. A big old lead. Matt Pagliarulo going to need to make up a lot of ground that he will not be making up. Tyler Menninga, your series leader, is moving into round 2. Oh my goodness, it is a 25-second time. Our next race, we have Ryan Disharoon Shaker taking on Tom Meents and Max D, and Shaker rocking the old school body this weekend. How about that? The old school paint job returning. Very interesting here in Indianapolis, but Tom Meents is the man that everyone's looking at the truck of today. And he has himself a small lead entering the final turn. Ryan Disharoon, though, is no slouch. He can make up plenty of ground. However, he clips the turning bump, slows down right at the end, and that gives Tom Meents a slight victory there in round 1. He has not been super fast in racing this year, but I'm sure he's happy to be taking a win here in the first round. He's not had much success. Tyler Menninga getting under that sub-26 second time. This track might be running a little bit faster. Let's see the times here for this race. A 26.834, so a much slower pass there for both of those guys. Next up, we've got Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco. His opponent is Lindsey Reed in the Lucas Stabilizer. The Lucas Stabilizer in the home of Lucas Oil. It's the sponsored truck here this weekend, so you know that she's going to be going a little bit harder. Look at that, El Toro Loco, where the sponsorships normally are. It's all orange. That's something that we've never seen before, and that definitely wasn't like that before this weekend. Let's see if it makes Jamie Garner go a little bit faster. So far, it's given him a lead. I don't know so much about faster, but he is still in first in this race, coming around the final turn, and he is your winner of this race. So maybe that orange sticker board is some good luck. He's batting 1,000 with it. Not super fast, though, a 27.085. He's going to need to bump that up a little bit more. Your next race here in round number 1, we have Ryan Disharoon and Kraken taking on Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Did I just say Ryan Disharoon and Kraken? It's Michael Pagliarulo. What am I talking about? Oh well, I'm going to leave that one in there. That's a funny little blooper. So Michael Pagliarulo and Kraken is getting all up on top of the track here. Way high on the berm, crawling over the freestyle obstacles that Bryce Kenny is now going to take well advantage of and probably soar to an easy victory. He is sniffing the tail of the Kraken. He almost trying to pass him on the inside. We got a little NASCAR going on over here. Kenny going in on the inside, trying to take down Pagliarulo, but it's not going to matter. Well, is it going to matter? Because Bryce Kenny, I think, was shut off. I think they're going to give the win to Mohawk Warrior, who's been shut off over there for some reason. Oh, they're going to rerun the race. Wow, that's... They shut Bryce Kenny off. I'm assuming it was either not on purpose or a bad shut-off. And so they're going to rerun the race. They should have given that to Bryce Kenny. Now he's got to win again. Kraken makes the same mistake he made the first time. And it's like deja vu. It's the same race all over again. But Bryce Kenny this time clips the turning bump. But man, oh man, I mean, he's really, really still pretty close behind Kraken in terms of proximity on the track. There was no need to rerun that race. It was the same exact result they would have had the first time. But they do it anyway to keep it fair. Mohawk Warrior is off into the next round, and what a weird way to end off round 1 of racing tonight. 4 drivers advance out of round number 1. They will advance into round number 2, and in round number 2, they will meet the 4 drivers that got automatic buys into that round. So those guys have a bit of a disadvantage in that they haven't ran on the track, but they get extra points for having not even competed at all. Colvinard and the Black Pearl takes on Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger to start off round number 2. Let's see how Colvinard will do on this track. It's always tough to be the first race of the night for you in round 2 because the guy you're going up against already knows how the track is running and you don't. And so far it's showing here in this race. Gravedigger has about a truck length lead heading into this final turn, and he is pulling away even further with a huge victory. Black Pearl is freestyling out there instead. He is going to lose it in round 2. Gravedigger continuing to add some points to his points total. Our next race, we have Tom Mentz, Max D taking on Tristan England in the JCB Digatron, and talk about a conflict of interest for me. My 2 favorite Monster Jam drivers ever. You've got number 1 and number 2 right here, and one of them is out in round 2. Tom Mentz slowing up a little bit, but back on the throttle. Not sure what happened to Tom Mentz there in the center, but something stopped him, and now he is really having problems. I think the truck might be shutting off. Tristan England is going to be handed an easy victory here. Well, he hasn't crossed the line yet, though. So Tristan's got to finish the lap. That's interesting. Well, there he goes. He's going to cross the finish line there. The tortoise and the hare, I guess. Well, that was more just the tortoise, as he just kind of turtled himself across the line. But nonetheless, Tristan England takes down the professor. Very interesting night of Monster Jam racing tonight. Looks like we're going to get to see these staging lights. There you go. So these lights are on both ends of the Monster Jam track so that the drivers can see when the other driver is staged, and then you see the red light in the middle when you're not supposed to go. When the light goes green, you are good to go. The outer lights are to let you know that you are okay to pull up to the line. When that inner yellow light goes yellow, it means that both drivers are staged, or that you're staged. When both of them are lit up, it means that both are staged. And there you go. Perfect. Perfect shot right there. That Wayne was looking at that because those staging lights reset. So we're going to look at them again. So now both drivers are good to stage. In the near lane is staged. The far lane is still not fully staged. Once he does, we'll get the green. And they are off. We have John Gordon and Bad Company taking on Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco. I like that I got to explain that a little bit, because for those of you watching at home, if you've never been to a Monster Jam event, you probably don't know how these races get started. They do have those starting lights. They're at every single event, stadium, and arena, and El Toro Loco right now is leading this race heading into the final turn. Jamie Garner holding strong. John Gordon made up some ground at the end, and he is your winner, I think. That was a close race. John Gordon made up all the ground, and in fact, it is Bad Company taking home the win. It would have been El Toro Loco, but he actually got a 5-second penalty. So John Gordon wins because of that. He did not cross the line first. So my eye was a little bit wrong, but wild finish. Our next race, Todd the Duke, Megalodon, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Both trucks are kicking all kinds of dirt ramps, and it's really slowing them down. And now Todd the Duke with a mistake in the turn, but it's not slowing him down too much, but he is still losing. Bryce Kenny with a lead. Through the final turn, Kenny slingshots it around. It's a close one across the line. I don't know who got it. It looked like Megalodon had the edge, and I think it was Megalodon. Why is he running in center lane? That's weird. That's strange. Well, they give the win. They didn't give the win. Todd the Duke and Megalodon won that race.
Watch the back end of that loader.
What's going on here? Did they get rid of the turning bump? I wonder if they got rid of the turning bump. Well, we'll find out in a second. Here's Tristan England, JCB Digatron. His opponent, Tyler Menninga, in Gravedigger. No, the turning bump is there. I wonder what they were doing there. Maybe Mohawk Warrior kicked up some dirt when he went through that turn. Either way, Gravedigger has about a truck length lead going into the final turn. JCB Digatron behind. Can he make up the ground? Not quite, as Tyler Menninga takes down the only man giving him some real competition in the point standings right there as he moves along into the final round. Big time for Tyler Menninga to add some extra points. The Gravedigger fans are happy as that little kid waving his bad to the bone flag, and a 25.666. Gravedigger is faster than anyone on this series by a long shot. The next racer in the semifinal round of Monster Jam Racing, Tom the Duke, Megalodon, John Gordon, Bad Company. We're going to restage Bad Company here, and we're going to restage Megalodon. Very interesting night of Monster Jam Racing, between the staging lights being problems to the rerun of the Kraken Mohawk Warrior race. It's been a much longer night of racing than we're used to seeing, but we still had some pretty good races in there, and we still got 2 more races to go. We've got this one to cap off the semifinals, and then we've got your championship race. Right now, Bad Company has a lead over the 2-time World Finals champion. Tom the Duke is behind entering the first jump, and by a lot, and now he is sideways over that jump. John Gordon is going to take down the 2015 World Racing Champion as he has had a sloppy race. Megalodon is losing, and John Gordon will get a crack at winning racing again today. He has been in this final round a couple of times, and now he's got a shot to take down Goliath. It's a good David versus Goliath battle here, if I've ever seen one, because you have the little man, the young star, John Gordon, Bad Company, against the big man, the man who's at the top of the point standings, Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. This would be a big upset for John Gordon if he could take it down, but he's going to need to be faster than I think he's even thinks he's capable of if he wants to beat Gravedigger tonight. Tyler has been significantly under the 26-second mark. He's the only driver on this entire series that has been under 26 seconds, and he is living around 25.6, so it's going to be almost impossible to beat him if he's making a clean race. But can John Gordon do it? Let's find out. We've got green. The staging lights are working okay, and let's see who will win racing here in St. Louis. They're dead even the first time around the berm. However, John Gordon with a big mistake there coming out of it is going to slow him down, and now you're just giving every opportunity for Tyler Menninga to win a race that he already had the advantage in, and he is not showing any signs of mistakes tonight. Across the line, Tyler Menninga handed yet another racing win. He has been the best racer in stadiums in 2024, and it's for a reason. This man has this track down to a science. He could run a 26-second lap in his sleep. That is how fast Tyler Menninga has been in 2024. Your Stadium Championship Series East Series leader gets better and better by the weekend. And look at that, another 25.992, a slower lap there for Tyler Menninga, but I think he knew that he had the race in the bag, and he still managed to get a sub-26-second time. What a crazy season Tyler Menninga is having. He is just dominant. Let's see if that continues as we go into the Monster Jam Skills Challenge. And leading us off here in the Skills Challenge, the owner of Tom Foolery Motorsports, Matt Pagliarulo, Jester. Matt Pagliarulo going for a sky wheelie off the backside of the racing lane, but he locked up the brakes a little too soon, but he managed to get a slap wheelie out of it, and a little double slap wheelie. Well, I don't know if he was trying the sky wheelie or not, but this time he definitely is, and those were 2 nice moves for Jester. He is really not worrying about what he does in skills. You can tell he's kind of just going for it, going a little bit faster. A 4.129 is a little bit low, though, guys. Come on, I'd give him more of like a 5.9 or a 6. Next up, Ryan Disharoon and Shaker. He's got the Shaker body, moonwalking, comboing a little bit, but couldn't quite get the combo working. Now, it's hard to tell without being right up and close to it, but I don't think this is the exact original Shaker, or the exact Shaker body running last year. He's going for a jump into a combo. He didn't hit the brakes hard enough, and unfortunately, he is going to have to settle with a bit of a lower score than he could have gotten if he really nailed that move, and the 6.101, certainly not the ballpark in which he would have been. Now Lindsey Reed and the Lucas Stabilizer in the home of Lucas Oil at Lucas Oil Stadium. Let's see her skills challenge run. Going for a reverse popper, and she overdoes it. stabilizer is on its lid and is going to need a little bit of help. That beautiful body has flipped itself over. She just didn't really have control of that move, didn't really execute it very well. And it's a 4.112 as the Lucas Oil sponsored truck does not do anything great in the skills challenge in Lucas Oil Stadium. Your next competitor here in skills with a wide open door to take a lead, it's Michael Pagliarulo in Kraken. Going for a bicycle, he likes doing these slow bicycles, but he bounces off that back wheel, and unfortunately he clipped that ramp too hard that it sent him over, and another early finish in skills is not going to get the job done. Colvinard in the Black Pearl trying to get the job done with a reverse popper. He's walking the wheelie up and over, a move that he does so well, and a little power wheelie too. I like that he took advantage of a little kick there, and he made it into something. Doing a bicycle, but he can't keep it up on the right side for long enough for it to really be a big move. It's still your new leader, taking the top spot at a 7.434. But how long will it last with this man on the track? He is a World Finals champion in the two-wheel skills competition twice. So, how will Tom Meents fare in this competition today? He did not have a great day in racing. Will he be able to have a great day in skills? He has been really doing better in the Saturday night events than he has in Sunday. So let's see if that continues here this weekend. Walking the maximum moonwalk. It's called the maximum moonwalk because Tom Meents is the man who invented this move. Doing the stoppie off the backflip ramp, and it is a move that he has perfected better than anyone else. He has so much balance in that truck. With it being a front engine truck, all the weight sits in the front, so it's much easier to do that move, and he really nails it every time. When he can get the kick on it, he's going to do it perfectly every single event. Now going for a standard old stoppie off of that step up, but the truck can't go into reverse in time, and unfortunately he'll have to settle for just having it balanced on the nose for a few moments. That's definitely going to impact his scores. I'd say that's probably closer to an 8.2 just because that second move was not quite there. The fans are still loving it, though. You have to remember, this is Tom Meents' farewell season competitively, so the fans have a little bit of a soft spot for Tom Meents every time out there, as they should, and it reflects in the scores. It's a 9.281, a very high score, but I'm not going to complain at all about Tom Meents taking the lead because that means that we might get to see not only more competition wins, but more of those legendary Tom Meents interviews. We've still got plenty of competitors left, though, to see if they will take over that top spot. El Toro Loco is next with that new orange sticker board, whatever. I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of like plexiglass down there. Jamie Garner throwing it into a reverse popper. He's got it walking up the ramp and got that wheelie really dragging the tail across the center pod while blowing the smoke to the ceiling of the Lucas Oil Stadium. The fans are giving him a round of applause. He's got one move left. As I look closer, it's actually made out of flames. It's a flame decal. I don't know if it was a paint job or what, but it's definitely not just orange. Going for a forward popper there. He does throw it in the reverse to try and combo it up, but does not do much more than that, and that will end off his skills run. So a decent first move, not so great on the second one. We'll give him a 6.829. Next up in the skills challenge, trying to take down Tom Meents, it's Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And Bryce Kenny has been really good in this competition so far this year. Every year that he competes, he gets better and better, and he's really mastered these stoppies. I mean, he bounced for a second there. Walking it back towards the ramp and up over the ramp will set it down. And a little combo there that was all one move. He just used the momentum he had to be able to combo it up. Very good first move there. That's the best move we've seen so far tonight. Will he be able to top it here in his second move? The fans with that soft spot for Tom Meents are going to need to be really impressed if you're going to take Tom off that pedestal in the number one spot. But Bryce Kenny is really giving it his best shot here. And man, oh man, he's up and over in the moonwalk still. A really solid two hits. That's your move of the night so far. I've got to give that a good 9.35. I mean, that was really a great move. It got 8.642, which is... that's wrong. That's... whatever. Next up in skills is Tristan England in the JCB Digatron. Tristan England, another guy who loves to do the stoppies and moonwalk combos. Loves to throw in the wheelies in there too. Tristan England has won all 3 competitions this season. He does have 1 win here in skills, hoping that he can grab another here in Indianapolis. Throwing it back into the wheelie. A really good combo there. That was perfection on that one. Waving the front wheels too at the fans, letting them know that Tristan England is here to play. I mean, he's just got that truck dug into the ground, and now he's not done with this move. Still walking the wheelie. What's he going to do from here? Walking the wheelie still, and finally sets it down. A marathon of a first move. He still has 1 left to go. Pops her off of the step up. Moonwalking it backwards up towards the step up ramp, trying to combo it down, but that little lip there interrupts his momentum. He gets it into the wheelie. I don't know if I'd count that as a move, but nonetheless, he still gave it everything he had to try and take down Tom Meents, and I'd say that's got to be your new leader with Tom Meents still in that top spot. I'd probably give it a 9.325. I like Bryce Kenny's a little bit better. Look at him. He was leaning out of the truck to give a little hand wave to Wayne. 8.904. What are you talking about? That was... These fans are clearly rigging it for Tom Meents today, without question. I mean, he's not got the best run out there, but again, still happy to see Tom Meents probably winning this competition because clearly they want him to win. It's very unfair, but it is what it is. Here's Todd the Duke and Megalodon walking the bicycle, getting that thing all over the Indianapolis Ford, trying to sidewall it, but unfortunately, instead of saving it, he ends it right there. Too bad. Todd the Duke has been so consistent in this skills challenge with those bicycles. He has been really good at them too, but unfortunately there, he just overdid it a little too much. He didn't turn into it enough when he hit the brakes, so he couldn't quite get it into the stoppie. Instead, he just rolled her over. Next up here in skills, it's John Gordon and Bad Company, and I keep talking about it every weekend, but this paint job is absolutely breathtaking. Talk about an aesthetically pleasing paint job. Bad Company walking that aesthetically pleasing body in a slap wheelie across the track. Oh, look, there's Tom Meents on his bicycle. Oh, you know what? I don't need to see John Gordon. Give me all the shots of Tom Meents on his bicycle. I love how Tom just rides his bicycle everywhere. It's just what he does. It's the funniest thing. He literally rides his bicycle everywhere in the stadium. Back to John Gordon, a nice little moonwalk up on top of the ramp. Tom Meents stole the show of the run, though, by just scooting along. That was perfect. Well, unfortunately for John Gordon, not going to take the lead here tonight. Next up, it's Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Tyler Menninga, your racing winner tonight in the last chance. Someone has to take down Tom Meents. Look at him putting it in a little bit more acceleration to get that moonwalk up, but unfortunately didn't do much else. So he's going to need to really put down a big-time second move here to try and take home the win, because that first move, definitely not the greatest. Walking a bicycle, almost set her down, but he's able to get it back up, balancing all the way and into the moonwalk perfectly. That was the perfect execution of a backflip to moonwalk and a reverse jump to a reverse bicycle for a second. Alrighty, Tyler Menninga put the wow into that second move. Holy cow. That was fantastic. Tyler Menninga is your winner here in skills with a 9.592. And it had to be. I mean, that second move was a combo of like 4 or 5 different things between the bicycle, the moonwalk, the reverse jump wheelie, the reverse bicycle for a millisecond. And Tyler Menninga has now doubled down tonight in Indianapolis, stealing the show from Tom Mentz. He has won the first 2 competitions before we head into Monster Jam Freestyle. And before we get into Monster Jam Freestyle, I've got a little bit of a commercial on how you can become a channel member of the Arizona Motorsports Junkie. Do you want to get early access to every single video that I post here on this channel? Well, you can. If you join today and become a member of the Arizona Motorsports Junkie Early Access Fan Club, you can get access instantly to every single video that I post. Skip the lines, watch commentaries 2 to 3 days in advance. You can join today by clicking the link in the description or by clicking the little join button at the top of my home screen. Head on over and join today. It is now time for Monster Jam Freestyle, and we start off freestyle today with John Gordon in Bad Company. And it's a little surprising to have John Gordon coming out this early, but he will hit the racing lane and have 2 minutes on the clock to do whatever he wants on this track for the Monster Jam fans. The fans are your official scores of this competition, just like they were for skills. They head on over to judgeszone.com to type in their scores. Well, they slide the BKT tire to their scores from a 1 to 10, and they are basing it off of the freestyle run. John Gordon already has a freestyle win this year, which is why it's interesting seeing him come out first, but it's reverse order of how you place in the previous freestyle competition. So sometimes the luck of the draw just doesn't go your way, but he is going to try and lay down a pretty good freestyle to start things off. This man is pretty good for a lead-off freestyle competitor. You always like to see a freestyle competitor coming out first to be maybe not the worst competitor out there, because you want to have a guy who can put down a good number, because at least this way the fans get some action right off the bat. Oh no! The backflip ramp interrupted his freestyle right there and ended his run really undramatically, and unfortunately a 5.926 is just not going to get the job done. Here's Michael Pagliarulo in Kraken, and Kraken yet again is bodiless. Apparently they had to make some repairs to that truck and take the body off. I mentioned it earlier in the season that they really can't just take off a piece of the body. If they need to reach something behind the hood, the entire remainder of the body is one piece. So you're not just going to leave the hood on there, so they just take the whole thing off. You get a good look at what a Monster Jam chassis looks like. You can see Michael Pagliarulo nice and up close and personal in that truck. You'll get to see him hacking at the wheel and really what he has to go through inside of that machine. Nice air flying over the racing lane backwards. That was great. Hit it from the opposite direction. Instead of hitting the racing lane straight up, he used that ramp that's angled to fly right over it. You gotta commit to that though, because if you come up short, you could end up flipping on over, and you don't want to be doing that, especially not that early in the run. Nice sky wheelie, using that log to really get some good angle on it, which is really what you have to do and what those logs are there for. Gonna use the racing lanes. That racing lane not angled for much height, but certainly looks like that could be a ramp used to get some distance on your jumps tonight. And he is really stepping it up with the air. That's the one thing that the Pagliarulos do really, really well, and that is get big air. And Michael has some really good momentum, too. I feel like in a couple years, Michael Pagliarulo could potentially become the best Pagliarulo out of the bunch. Nick is very good, too, and Matt also great, but, you know, Michael can fly. And this year he's been doing great, but unfortunately landed not fully flat, and Kraken, or at least the chassis of Kraken, is flipped over. It's caught on fire, too. Oh my, that fire is spreading a lot. Wow, that thing caught on fire real quick. You could see his foot trying to get out of the cab there. Where are the tech officials? Get out there. Where are the tech officials right now? Come on now. They've got a whole hose. Holy cow, that thing was on fire. Looked like one of the tech officials might have gotten some blast there. That was interesting. Well, Kraken is thankfully put out, but it's been an interesting year fire-wise for the tech officials. But That is a 7.457. It was a good run for Pagliarulo. Unfortunately for him, the truck was back on fire before we took the shot. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get to fill the clock because the truck rolled over a little bit too soon. Next up in freestyle, it's Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. Matt Pagliarulo coming out after his son just had his truck caught in flames on the track. Let's see if he can put another decent freestyle out there for the Pagliarulo family. Nice air over that jammer. Now, last weekend, Matt Pagliarulo had his best weekend yet. He had 2 really good freestyles, and it's nice to see him really putting down the freestyles that I know he's capable of. He loves to freestyle. He loves to get the big air. His momentum has been slowed down a little bit here. Not quite sure what's going on, but he really is not carrying any speed at this point. Might be something wrong with the truck. He's been dealing with truck problems a lot this year, but seemed to have them figured out really the last weekend or two. But maybe something wrong. It's just he's not... I don't know. I really couldn't tell you what could be wrong, but I don't know. He gets an... Oh, he's on fire! The truck's on fire! Holy cow, that truck is on fire! Someone shut him off! The truck is on fire! How are the tech officials not noticed that? Finally, they shut him off. Holy cow! That's what was wrong. The truck was inflamed. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. 5.376. I want to show you that again, because that was something else. I mean, you could see it very clearly right there. I mean, the truck is very obviously on fire, and somehow nobody... I mean, you could see flames blowing out the back of the truck. It took them way too long to shut that thing off. I'm sorry, but that's crazy. Your next competitor in freestyle coming out very early, really early to be hearing bad to the bone. It is Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. And again, this is all because of how you placed in the last event's freestyle competition. And Tyler didn't place super high, so for him, it's got to come out early, and that makes it a little bit tougher for him to get a super high score to win. But it also means that if you really lay down a killer run, you might get that huge number. So it could end up being a positive and a negative. Tyler starting off with some big air. He's announced his presence, just like we saw so many drivers do last weekend in St. Louis. Tyler really trying to start off with a bang. His first 2 moves really showing a difference in air than we've seen from anyone else tonight, which is completely to be expected. Look at him comboing it up. Way to use that. That was smart. You could tell he purposely held back on the first move so that he could really combo those 2 moves together. It adds to a really aesthetically nice run. And look at the big air he's getting. He is really turning everything up. I mean, this has been already way better than anything we've seen tonight. Hopefully he can fill the clock, though. Nobody has been able to really put down a full good freestyle tonight. No one's even filled the clock so far. We've had a lot of fires. We've had some wacky moments so far. This has been a wacky event. Lining up for some huge air over the car stack. Gravedigger getting a weird bounce off of the landing, but is able to keep running. He really just stepped that one up an even further notch. Turning around, maybe from this side. Oh my! Gravedigger is up in the clouds. Slinging the dirt around, and he's going for the backflip ramp. Oh, what? Look at him. He didn't just want to hit the backflip. He got a little wheelie out of it for funsies. And now he's going to try the backflip. That was in... what is he doing? This on purpose? It was almost like he was purposely trying... No, he got shut off. What happened there? That was a weird series of events for Gravedigger to end his run. I don't even know the score. Hold on, let me get that score for you. Actually, no, I don't want to get the score because then it's going to spoil the rest of the event for me. So I have no idea what Gravedigger got. I've got to assume that's your new leader. We'll find out at some point who was in the hot seat. Nonetheless, really good run for Gravedigger. I'd give it about an 8.75. 309. Sorry, I had to. Solid number. probably for Gravedigger, but we'll have to find out. Here comes Todd the Duke in Megalodon. Last week, Todd the Duke took Megalodon to the next level. He finally reached a different level than what we've seen him do. He's been really mediocre all season in every event, really not much of freestyle. But last weekend, he finally started looking a little bit more like himself. Let's see if that continues this weekend, or if maybe last weekend was just a fluke. I highly doubt it, though. Todd the Duke is a freestyle world champion, for heaven's sakes. I think he's going to turn it around. The thing that's been weird about Todd the Duke's season is, looks like he's going to go for a stoppie here, which is nice to change up the pace in freestyle, but he didn't execute it. The thing for Todd the Duke is that, you know, it wasn't like he was flipping over, and that's why his runs were so bad, or he was crashing early. He just was having boring freestyles, like kind of what he's doing right now. Really not hitting anything hard, not carrying any momentum, really not doing anything at all until he hits the backflip, and then maybe turning it up a little bit. We'll see if maybe he can turn it up a little bit more tonight. He's landed the backflip. Let's see what Todd the Duke can do for the remainder of this freestyle. Will he be more like himself? Right away hits the racing lane with more speed than he's really hit anything else tonight. Oh my! Megalodon is airborne and he breaks the back right wheel off! Well, Todd the Duke had a little Leduc leap that time, and it ended with a big old crash. That was the moment of the night so far. That was crazy. Oh, here comes Scoops. Hi, Scoops. Good to see ya. Man, oh man, that was wild. I want to watch that again in slow motion because that was really Todd the Duke finally getting the Leduc leap. Not a full one, but a little mini one. Look at this replay. The big air. That was some serious elevation, Holmes. It wasn't as big as we've seen Todd the Duke get in the past, but man, that landing was perfect on that back right to just yank that wheel off, and what a way to go out. So Gravedigger's score to beat is an 8.853. That's really close to what I thought. Let's find out the score for Todd the Duke in Megalodon. 9.144. Your new leader with that big jump at the end is Todd the Duke in Megalodon, and a pretty fair score to boot. It could have been a little bit lower, but when you end with a bang like that, that is not something you see every day, let alone every weekend in Monster Jam, so I'm totally cool with that being your new leader. The wheel is causing a little bit of problems, though, Scoops. You got to lift that truck up a little bit higher. There you go. They're going to push him right off. That is causing some serious damage. That is just breaking more and more things in the back end the further it goes. I can only imagine somebody is screaming while this is going on. That truck is being destroyed. Somebody fix it. Oh, my God. Because that is... Woo-hoo! Oh, man. That is really... That wheel is hanging on for dear life. Holy cow. I'm not... That is because of the new technology upgrades with these monster trucks, that the wheels are much harder to break off because they've got so many more things attached to them. But, woo-wee, that thing is not wanting to let go, and it looks like they're going to just leave it there on the side of the track. We've still got a long way to go in Monster Jam Freestyle. Colvinard and Black Pearl is up next. If my mental math is correct, which I'm not paying attention to how many drivers are out, but I think we're not even halfway through freestyle yet. Colvinard, though, is going to try and come out here with a bang. That was some big air, and he's popped the hood. Look at that. It's like an old school hood. It popped backwards. Impeding his vision a little bit, but he's not slowing her down. He's still getting those big hits. Just trying to rip that thing off, and it's getting a little bit worse now. He really can't see anymore. But it's okay. I mean, Colvinardi's only got one leg. Who needs your eyes? I mean, right? Am I right? All right, there we go. He's got it off, and he's taking it along with him like a sled. That was funny. Using that center jump. Some nice air. Didn't fully clear it, though. You got to be careful when you're making those moves. This track, you really have to time your hits right. And you really have to make sure that you get them with the perfect amount of speed, because if you overdo it or underdo it, it'll lead to disaster like what happened with Todd the Duke. He's been shut off. I guarantee you they're going out there to take the hood off the track. That's exactly what they're doing. Getting that hood off there, because that is a major projectile that could fly around. He is back and running again, and he is getting some big air. Seems like Wayne had to stand up for somebody trying to get by. Understandable. Been there before. The problem when you get shut off like that, especially if you're shut off for a while, is it really disrupts your momentum, and it also makes the fans forget pretty much everything you've done to that point in the run. Thankfully for him, it didn't really happen super late in the freestyle, so he still has time to really impress the fans. Comes up a little short. Oh no! Overdoing it! Hit the gas! Hit the gas! He hit it hard enough, and he's back on all fours! Colvinard! Heck yeah, and he's back going! I love watching Colvinard freestyle because this man is fearless! Such a great freestyler. Slinging it into a donut. That is a jelly-filled donut to end off a great freestyle. I'm giving that the new leader. I'd give that a solid 9.35, and it's a 9.632. Your new leader with an even bigger score than I thought he would have gotten, and he is out of the truck giving a wave to the fans, thanking them for making him your new leader in freestyle. What a fantastic freestyle for Todd the Duke, and definitely an early candidate for Monster Jam Freestyle of the Week right there. That was a good one. Colvinard getting his teammate hyped up here. It's Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco. Giving a little wave to the fans and the drivers in this corner. And now he's going to go and taunt Max D there. Oh, Tom threw something at him. Tom, like, threw a hunk of dirt at him. That was funny. Tom's like, get away from me. Here goes Jamie Garner, teammate to Colvinard. Will he be able to take Vennard out of the top spot? Let's find out. Big air right off the bat. That was a bit of announcing his presence. Oh, that truck is not sounding good. Oh boy, that was a really bad sound. His crew chief, Connor Bauer, right there, trying to find out what's wrong. I think he might have blown a motor right there. That's not good. Well, look, they're going to do the wave as they get El Toro Loco off the track. We know Wayne loves this. Let's get ready. Whee! All right, wave complete, or at least I think the wave is complete. And we will continue along with freestyle with the Lucas Stabilizer. Either she's in the wrong gear or her transmission has failed already, because that was not the proper gear to be in for that jump. Nope, she's got first gear only. She's got a transmission problem. She only has first gear right now. Clearly, that truck had some bigger problems when it flipped over in skills than any of them thought. And unfortunately for her, that's going to really hurt her freestyle. That's the problem with something like that in skills. You know, when you flip over like that, even though it wasn't a big crash, sometimes it'll disrupt other parts of the truck that you don't expect, and there's no way to check if that transmission is failing. So the only time you find out is when she hits the track for freestyle, and unfortunately, it's really not going to give her a good freestyle run. There's only so much you can do with a hurt transmission and only being in first gear, and unless you're Tom Mentz, which she's not, you're really not going to be able to do much. It seems like they shut her off and they just ended it right there. And look, Jamie Garner going up into the crowd. That's pretty cool. Could that be his family over there? It looks like it. Probably. Oh, who is that he was with? I gotta go back and look. It looked like a driver. Yeah, I couldn't really tell. So, oh well. Next up in Monster Jam Freestyle, it is Tom Mentz in Max Z coming out, waving that iconic hand out the window, pointing to the other drivers. Tyler Menninga waving his towel at him. And here he goes, the freestyle that everyone is ready to see. He is won every Saturday freestyle so far. It's going to be tough tonight, because your top spot with Black Pearl has a really good number. Tom Mentz, this beautiful black Max D, is ready to fly. Here we go. He has 2 moves in. Let's see what he's got. He has had some crazy, crazy freestyles in 2024. Can they continue here in Indianapolis? getting a nice leap, a little bit crooked on the landing, but thankfully it didn't really land in a weird spot. He was able to land right in the center of that pod. All eyes are on Tom Meents when he's out there. You just feel like every weekend something crazy is going to happen, and it's really been proven every weekend. Every time Tom Meents is on the track, you just feel like he's going to go ballistic. Going for a really early backflip here. He's got the backflip landed. He really hasn't done much else in this freestyle, though. It's time to turn it up a bit, Tom. Oh, now he's got the speed going. It's almost like he just wanted to make sure that backflip was completed. Rearing back for some big ol' air. Max D flying now, but he's still got plenty of room to go before he can really claim that top spot. Using the jammer for huge air. Holy cow. The jammer is not meant to do that, and he did it. Turned it into a long jump, and now Max D is really turning into a pilot, and now he's got it into the hoppy stoppy as the backfires come out of the exhaust. Max D doing a moonwalk right at the end of the run. I think that is it for Max D. Time? No, it's not. He's not done yet. He's still got time for one more move. Leaping it over the backflip ramp. Got it on two wheels. Trying to get something going. A little bicycle at the end. And I think that might do it for Max D. And in fact, it will. I do not think that's going to get the job done tonight. I don't. It was a good freestyle. Tom Meents is fired up as he continues to tear it up each weekend. But that definitely was the worst of the four he's had on those Saturday night freestyle runs. Still, though, it is great to see Tom Meents lane. That was probably a better freestyle than he's had for most of his freestyles the last few years. So it's good to see Tom out here and shining and letting that beautiful Max D, the black Max D, fly. Will it be enough to take the lead? The score for Max D. It's enough! Tom Meents, he's taken the lead at a 9.640. I'm telling you, these Indianapolis fans, man, they got a soft spot for Tom Meents, and they give him a lead. I'll be honest, he really didn't deserve it. He really didn't. That was not your best run of the night by any means, but the fans liked it. They give it your leader, and Tristan England in the JCB Digatron is out next. Well, Tom Meents, now he's got a shot at winning all Saturday events still. Tristan England going to combo it right over there. That was a great move. I'm never a big fan of the driver winning freestyle undeservingly, but in this case, I've got no problem with it. I'm always happy to see Tom Meents win, and especially this year. He's in no point standings, really, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's too far out for it to really matter at this point, so I'm all right with it. I really don't care. And neither is Colvin, so it doesn't impact the point standings in any way. Big air, nice jump from the JCB Digatron. He was really going after it. Tristan England, your defending World Finals Racing Champion. I haven't said it enough this year, but man, oh man, he is using that racing lane to give him some big air. Using the step up to get back into the center of the track. He's really using a lot of obstacles. The momentum is really great. And I will say Tristan continues to get better and better with each freestyle. I have said it a lot. And he is getting more nice air. This is really great. He's heading over to the backflip. How will he do? Perfect on the backflip into the moonwalk. A little moonwalk. Not too much, but Tristan England, I'm sure he's going to get that a couple times this year. He wants to try it. Finally got it a little bit. And now he's going to try and find a couple big moves to finish off his run. Comboing it up. Saw that coming. Got it right into the stoppie on top of the pod. Fully balanced. And I think he's probably just going to finish her out with that. And indeed he will. Tristan England in the JCB Digatron. Very good freestyle. It's a solid, I'd probably give that a 9.275. Very good freestyle, and he should be fired up as he is. It was a good run, and he continues to improve at the stadium level. It is a learning curve for him, and he is doing really, really well. It's an 8.803. I mean, that's about fair. He didn't really do too much. Next up, it's Ryan Disharoon and Shaker, and Ryan Disharoon is coming off of a heck of a weekend in freestyle back in St. Louis. Last weekend in St. Louis, Disharoon had himself not one, but two pretty much consecutive backflips. I mean, they were awesome. Saturday night, he got the consecutive backflip. He did the same thing on Sunday. They weren't perfectly clean consecutive backflips. There were more backflips into saves. But still, I mean, big moves off the backflip ramp always will play, always will increase your score. That's why he's coming out so late here tonight in Indianapolis. Lucas Oil Stadium. What a wacky event we've had so far today to start off our four commentary weekend and week number 5 of Monster Jam action in 2024. Nice little slap wheelie. I like that he's changing up the bodies. I think that's a cool little different thing to do that the independents very well can do. They make their own bodies, their paint job. It's not a different body, it's a paint job. My dad corrects me every damn time I say it, but for some reason I can't get it locked into my head. It's a paint job that he's running that's different every weekend. It's the same body, so still cool to see a different paint job out there every weekend, especially the independents get the chance to do that. Avenger does it a lot. Jamie Garner used to do it in Overboard. Shaker going for the backflip, came up short a little bit, and he completely broke that back end. I don't know what he broke back there, but it was a lot. He definitely can't keep going. Oh, look, Tom Mentz just chilling out the side of his truck. It's like, am I good to come out now? There's no way he can keep running. He completely destroyed the truck. He kept trying to refire. Clearly he didn't realize how broken he was. That thing got destroyed at the end. I'm sure he's not too thrilled with that. He looks down to assess the damage and goes, oh yeah, that thing's definitely broken. What a year freestyle-wise for Ryan Disharoon and Shaker. I forgot who said it on the commentary last weekend, but somebody said the biggest surprise of the year has got to be Ryan Disharoon and Shaker, and I have to agree. I'm going to find that comment because I knew that it was really very true. Yeah. Alola Masked said, it was Alola Masked, said that Shaker may be the surprise of the season for me. And I've got to agree. Alola Masked SFHCM. So you got a shout out for making a good comment. I like that. Next up is Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And I do think this is your final competitor here in freestyle today because he is coming off of a freestyle win last weekend in St. Louis. Starting off with some nice air, Bryce Kenny, he was able to get very close to the freestyle of the week last weekend in St. Louis. That Sunday night event was absolutely spectacular. I scored the freestyles myself between him and Tom Mentz that ended up winning the freestyle of the week, and they were separated by 1 point. I gave Tom a 37 and Bryce a 36. They were really, 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 really close. But Bryce did manage to snag that move of the week with his consecutive backflip last weekend. Maybe today he can throw in something else. Really needs to pick up the pace a little bit, though. His momentum is really lacking early on in this freestyle. And now not going to be helped out by getting pinned in the corner here with Stabilizer there. Really worked himself into a bad spot. Comes right back out and gets a nice jump, but he really has not done a lot. There's plenty of time left to turn that around, but right now, it's either Bryce Kenny goes back-to-back or Tom Mentz will have won every single Saturday freestyle so far. He's won 3 in a row, trying to get number 4 today, albeit probably undeserved at the moment, but Bryce Kenny with a chance to take that away from Tom and end the streak. Going for the backflip on the opposite side of the camera. First driver to do that tonight. Looked like he tried to put it into a moonwalk, but he couldn't get it into reverse quick enough. Comboing it into the stoppie, trying to get some extra points here. Not much time left. He needs to get some points somehow from this run. He has really not gotten anything of note. Maybe he can get one shorts clip here at the end. Reeling back, big ol' air, flying over the center of the track, and a combo into a wheelie. Oh yeah! That was a cool move. He just levitated over that last jump. And there you have it. You got your shorts clip. That was perfect. Bryce Kenny coming out. He had a really underwhelming freestyle, but that last move, he sealed the deal with a good final move. It won't, at least it shouldn't win. It's probably a 9.3. Yep, scoring project problems.
With a score of
8.576. Mohawk Warrior not going to get it done. The scoring project has been having some real problems this year. So Tom Meents and Max D is one freestyle again. This time, I really don't think it was deserved, but you know what? I'm okay with it. Tom Meents, Max D has now continued the streak 4 weekends in a row of winning freestyle on the first night of the weekend. Saturday Night King, Tom Meents.
Congratulations on your 5th freestyle victory on the season. You have won more freestyles than any other driver on this series so far. I know that it must be that much more sweet to take home the freestyle victory here in Indianapolis.
Hey, more importantly, the most important thing this weekend is all my great family coming, all the great people from Paxton, Illinois, everywhere in between, and the greatest fans ever, the Monster Jam fans!
How bad it was?
Thank you for 30 years of support!
That makes sense. Tom has family here. That's why the score was so high. Everyone gave him a 10. You know what? I'm okay with it. I love the emotion for Tom Meents. He's been so passionate every single weekend. But we've still got an overall event champion to crown, and I don't know, it might be close. Tyler Menninger won the first 2 competitions, but he didn't really get a high score in freestyle. So, let's find out. It is in fact Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger winning racing and skills. Seals the deal for him. Tyler, oh man, this guy can't be stopped. Somebody put a stop to this thing. This guy just will not quit. He is quite possibly the best driver in Monster Jam, and he is really just killing it. He's on a series in which he's had very little contention. If he was on that West series, it would be really interesting to see the battle between him, Ryan, and Camden, but he's on this series. He's running away with it so far. It's going to take a lot for someone to take Tyler Menninger off of the top of the points standings. Really wacky event here in Indianapolis. That's going to be the title of this video. What a wacky event it was, because that was seriously crazy. Tristan England must have put some mud on his back. Tristan England, always a very playful guy. Let's take a look at the upcoming commentary schedule. Tomorrow we will head back to Anaheim for our second weekend in Anaheim. Man, Stadium Championship Series West has had 2 repeat weekends. They're not even going to change it up a little bit by having the other series go out there. It is just, they had San Diego twice, now they've got Anaheim twice. And then, I think they go to Houston. They're going to be the ones going to Houston the next weekend after East went there a couple weeks ago. So, very interesting upcoming commentary schedule. You've got Anaheim, then back to Indianapolis, and then you can see next weekend we've got Houston, and then we finally have Tampa. Tampa used to be the opening commentary and the opening event for every Monster Jam season. It finds itself nestled in there in the middle of February. So that's going to do it for today's commentary. We've got 3 more this weekend. I hope to see you there. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.